The absolute worst jollof rice. And I'm going to tell you where I tried it at. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and you are watching The Lisa Lanes. Today I tried the absolute worst jollof rice. And I'm going to tell you where I tried it at. Right over here in my kitchen. Y'all, let me tell you, you would think that I had never made rice in my life. Everything was going fine. It was going just great. And then it got to the one part where it just went all south. Seriously. The worst jollof rice, right? This is my first time. I'll be trying it again because I think I know what I did. But take a look and see what I mean. And be easy on me. Like I said, this was my first time, but hey, I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, guys, here we go. Here's the seasonings, the onions, the Maggi seasoning cube, the curry, and the bay leaves. The goat meat's already in the pot. I'm going to add some salt here. And after the salt, I'm going to go ahead and put in the bay leaves. And then after the bay leaf, I'm going to go ahead and put in the onions. Remember, this is just enough for me. And then that's the curry that's going to go on top of it. Okay. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add the seasoning cube. Just going to break that up in there to go over the meat to give it a good, really good flavor. From here, I'm going to go ahead and pour it in water. I'm using bottled water because the water in Pittsburgh is actually worse than the water in Michigan. Sorry, but it is. Okay. All right, from this point, we're just going to go ahead and cover it and let it simmer and bring it to a boil. I wasn't sure really how long to do it, so I had to keep checking on it. I let it go for 23 minutes just to see what it looked like, give it a stir here, and covered it back up. And then I'm going to let it go for just like another 10 minutes to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Okay, and then after about 32 minutes, I just wanted to check for doneness. They were saying that if you were able to stick the fork all the way through it, then you know that the goat meat is done. And it looks like it's done here. So what I'm going to do is prepare to take it out of the broth and then cook it a little bit more. Okay, so now it's time to take it out. At this point, I've seen people either take it out and fry the goat meat or do what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to put it on a baking sheet and stick it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue on with preparing the rest of the rice. Okay, now it's time to prepare the pepper mixture, and the pepper and tomato mixture. Here I'm going to use 5 Roma tomatoes and 3 Tatashi peppers, sweet peppers as we know them. There's also going to be 1 habanero pepper. It's supposed to be a Scotch bonnet, but I couldn't find that in Pittsburgh, so I'm only going to use 1 and not 2. I'm going to mix that up in my NutriBullet. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I've already taken the rice and parboiled it and cleaned it. Look how clean that water is. That's looking good. Okay, now that the rice is resting, I'm going to go ahead and fry the onions here just till they get a little lucid. I'm going to add a little bit more salt to it, just a taste, and then I'm going to let that go ahead and fry for a little bit, getting ready to actually fry the tomato pepper mixture. Or actually, first I'm going to do tomato paste and then I'll add the pepper mixture to it. But I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to cover it for like 5 minutes or so. After that, I'm going to go ahead and check on it. I'm going to add some ginger to it. I'm also going to add some garlic herb seasoning to it. I'm just bringing up the flavor a little bit more. Then I'm going to go ahead and cover it and let it continue to simmer until those are really done. Okay, so now it's time to add the tomato paste. I'm going to I'm just going to use 1 can of tomato paste. Remember again, guys, this is just jollof for one. It's just for me. So I'm only adding 1 can of tomato paste to the onion mixture, and I'm going to let that fry down a little bit. By this time, guys, the house is smelling so good. But here I add another seasoning cube to it. I think you're supposed to use 2, so that was the second. But also they say to be careful frying it because the tomatoes can give it a sour taste. So what I'm doing right now is just stirring it and just keep an eye on it just to make sure it goes well.
Okay, the goat meat is out. I didn't want to fry it. I just baked it for 30 minutes on 350. But it looks so good. All right, let me finish up here.
All right, so this looks just about right here. Time for me to add the pepper tomato mixture and stir it, and then let that come to a boil for a little bit. So that was the pepper mixture that just went in now. All right, so that's come to a pretty good boil here. If you remember, I reserved the broth from the goat meat, and I want to add it at this point so that that can boil along with it and get a good mixture in there too. At this point, I'm thinking this is a pretty easy, quick dish to do. All I have to do now is taste it just to make sure everything's okay, and it tastes really, really well. Now, you'll see, it just needs a little bit more salt here, but you'll see where I actually killed the jollof rice now. Okay, I am going to slow the footage down so you can see what I did wrong. Do you see it? That is not enough rice for that amount of liquid. You would think that I have never cooked rice in my entire life. That little bit of rice and that amount of liquid is going to cook the rice to done, and that's exactly what happened to my beloved jollof rice. So I just kept going ahead with it. It still looked good. You can see in the back where there was still water. It's more than done right here. But I kept going. And this is what I got. All in all, guys, it did not taste bad at all. It was really good. The meat was like eating oxtails. If you've ever had that, it was really good. Is this going to stop me? Y'all know it's not going to stop me. I'm going to try this again. But in the meantime, if you could go ahead and subscribe to my channel, be kind to me. This is my first time. And thank you for tuning in, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.